And if I ever move, you're not getting enough air to do full function things, so
nice.
This system is only just for show here at the moment, but when he gets in enough air, and he should be able to do certain actions, certain movements. And I mean, I can't see a huge amount of maintenance except maybe the cables if these come detached. You know, little bits and pieces.
Where's braid line, fishing line?
I haven't looked at it.
No, it's not. It can be changed.
Special, but it'll just go into the bottom of this actuator here. But most of this is, as you can see, is electronics. So the mechanical aspect of it is very minimal. I can't see any issues with any of this stuff wearing out. Maybe a gear's in full motion.
Yeah, and here too.
Yeah, and there
so on both sides somewhere.
Could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does that when he moves his hand.
Yeah, well, maybe we'd have to keep looking at that controller.
So hand is spinning.
I don't think it's going to be made to be moving, so the bottom half doesn't move at all. None of this moves down. Oh, maybe you'll get a bit of forward movement from the hips from this point here, maybe, but certainly, I don't know. Do the knees flex, Cindy? Do you know?
They're not part of the routine movements, but they are movable. This is Mark's study here.
Oh, hello.
Just
Kevin. How are you? Kevin, I'm from the workshop downstairs. This is George.
Yeah, I'm from Engineered Arts. We design and build.
Oh, okay.
So, if you've got any questions.
I know you've got the training tomorrow morning, but anything that you can give us?
No problem. His knees are articulated because we have planned at some point in the future to actuate legs as well.
Okay.
So there's a
yes.
few fittings here.
Yes.
Where we can actually attach actuators. It's not something we've done yet, but it's kind of future-proof.
Oh yeah. No, that's fine.
So it's a self-supporting leg design.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason we haven't gone any further is because as soon as he has weight on one side, that side will go down quicker, and he'll end up going all the way over to one side.
Yes.
And you don't want to do that because it puts all his weight on this brass shaft linked to his torso.
Yeah.
You can end up bending. So we always leave him with his knees locked back into position. So they're locked back now.
Yeah.
He won't go down.
Yeah. Okay. Just one aspect here that's already been picked up by George. You can see that this is a contact point area here, and the same on the other side. What would that be contacting? What would that be hitting?
I'm not sure it is. Let me. I'll do it manually.
You get the same mark on the other side.
So that could have been where someone's actually gripped it during manufacture.
Oh, quality control, eh? Suffers.
Well, there's basically 9 of us and 2 of us working on the same thing.
Okay, so you share the consequence or the blame, if you like. You by 9.
Okay. Responsibility for everything. So I think that's what that is. There's no actual money.
Well, normally, but we're talking about abnormal situations.
Possibly in shipping, because when we shipped him, his arms were bent back flat. I can't think that wouldn't have happened in normal use.
So he doesn't do that?
No, he goes up to about there.
Yeah, there has been a contact point there because there's the burr there as well. So yes, it has happened. That one there. That's a definite burr. That's been done after manufacture.
But nothing comes in contact.
Well, can it?
It won't actually go that high normally.
How come the other one went up to that point?
Because I turned his hand around.
See, that one will actually contact that bracket.
Yep, it's right there.
So if that one can, this one should.
Yeah.
Correct?
Okay. Yeah. We can put.
Well, that's all right. I mean, it's something that we can keep an eye on.
Yeah.
It might not be, I'm not going to say it's a design fault, because then that's casting nasturtiums on you, isn't it? But remember that we'll just keep an eye on that particular area, and see if there is any damage at that point. I'm not saying it's not going to be life-threatening by any means, but it can just, if it does, eventually you'll get
arthritis.
And because it's not an interactive, the public's not going to get access to that, no matter what happens. But it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, if you notice it causing problems, we can tune the software, because in his computer are stored all the extremes of the motion.
Okay.
So we can stop his arms moving up quite so high. We could lower them a degree or so, so it won't come into contact. I don't think you'll see that get worse.
All right.
But like I said, it does
fine.
change the
That's
software.
fine. How old is it, and how much use has it had, and what life have you got in all your gears and things? Just a quick question.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Well, he's only a few months old.
Okay,
he was
brand new.
Yeah,
no
he was
problem.
built just before Christmas. He
All
ran
right.
in our workshop for a couple
The
of
reason
weeks.
I ask that is because we get hosted exhibitions, that come in. And the people that bring them in say, oh, you won't have any problems with this. This has been in other science centres all over the world, and they've never had a problem. And 5 minutes after you, and literally that's probably too long, but 5 minutes after you get, we've got problems. Now, it's not Canberra, it's not our audience, it's the equipment that we get. And you're not quite telling us the full story. Understand?
Yeah.
Right.
I can tell you exactly what other people said. We've had, for example, we've got a similar model in Shanghai that was at the World Expo, ran day and night for the expo for 6 months or so. 7 million people walking past without stopping. And they never had anything wear in that time. They never asked for any replacement. I'll show you tomorrow. There's, we designed out the parts that we've noticed wearing in the past. So this used to be operated by by Dyneema cables. It's a good type of cable. It's got a much tighter bend radius than steel, but it would still wear over time. So we've replaced it with chain.
Okay.
The same here. We used to have cable making the arm twist out. We've replaced that with chain around the back.
Okay.
Fingers.
It should. I'll check with Joe.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be in contact with any of the rollers.
Yeah.
And the main point we had wear was at that roller. And it's not really a roller, it's a stop the finger curving round anymore. So that should reduce wear on these dramatically. But a little silicone grease where it runs into PVC bits here will help things. Nice. We've still got chain in the shoulders, so that pulls his arms up. The reason we still have cable in the shoulders. The reason is because we haven't yet. Shoulders are horribly complicated. They're moving in 3 axes. We haven't found a way to pull that axis without using cable.
I understand that.
And these are standard bike cables.
Oh, okay.
Good quality bike cables,
Yeah.
but off the shelf bike cables. So if you have one of these fail, and these are the first batch of robots that use this new bike cable, if that fails, we can supply you either with another cable or give you the details so you can get one locally. Probably be quicker.
What
Any
processor
particular-
you use?
It's a single board computer.
Yep.
I think it's an Atom processor inside.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be very powerful because it doesn't run like a Windows interface or anything like that.
Ah, okay.
So it's got
So it's a low
Yeah.
gigahertz. We're talking about
Yeah.
gigahertz or
1
megahertz?
or 1.6 gigahertz.
Okay. How much memory?
It's got 32 gigabyte SD card.
Oh, right. So very low.
Yeah, that's all it needs because there's no graphics except for his eyes.
Yep.
So there's no high memory requirement.
So
And
it's enough for storage for his moves
Yeah, it
and
stores, exactly. Stores all his movements and the software that runs on him. So you don't need that computer to run him. That's just an interface.
so better processor and more memory will improve it.
No, because it's kind of
got a
moving.
saturation.
That means if
Going
you
back.
improve the design, then something else needs to be changed as a computer interface.
Can't
Which
turn a lawnmower into a dragster. So just leave it as a lawnmower, right?
no, I've seen the one in Shanghai. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. This is the next model from the one in Shanghai.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like I say, we've removed a lot of the cables that we used to drive
Yeah,
these,
no,
replaced them
I
with
think
chains.
that's a pretty good way of going.
Yeah,
Well-
we try and every time we build a new batch, we look at what's
How come you
gone
taught him
badly
Shakespeare?
before it's improved. Well, Shakespeare's British, we're
Haven't you heard
British.
his Taxi Driver?
It's nice.
Shark,
Nice. Beautiful.
yeah,
It's very nice.